Hello and welcome to a video on how I painted the Yanden units for my Eldar army. The idea for my army is to have different craft walls, and obviously the Wraith units had to be Yanden. So during this week, in about 3 or 4 days, I painted 5 Wraith Guard, a Wraith Lord, and a Spirit Seer. Altogether, the Wraith units, the Wraith Guard, and the Wraith Lord took me about, 2 days of painting maximum, and for the Spirit Seer I did spend a little bit more time. Also know that this is an abbreviated version of a Patreon exclusive video, and if you like this style of video, want to see the full hour-and-a-half uncut video, you can see it on my Patreon along with a written description of how to paint all of the extra details on the models. As you can see, we are starting from a base coat of Wraithbone spray. It doesn't matter, you can use white, it's not a big deal. We're going to use Warlord purple and white as our base coat for the yellow, it just works so well. And I'm using my Iwata Eclipse here with an external MAC valve to regulate the pressure, so I don't have to reach for my compressor all the time. All of these base coats, me using Game Air, are going to be thin about 50-50 with some airbrush thinners, just so it flows nicely and we don't have any cloggings. I use an old brush to mix my paint in the cup. It's just so much better than the backflow method, it just works for me. And I haven't had any single clog since I've done this, so I highly recommend you use just one of those old brushes that no longer serves the brass purpose. I'm spraying the Warlord purple from the very bottom. You see, very carefully. I will also pick stuff like the inside of the legs, inside of the arms, all of that kind of stuff. So we have a nice, very nice zenithal highlight. At this point, I don't care about anything else. Also, as you can see, I'm doing sub-assemblies and the arms are also going to be picked up in that way. Just the pink from the bottom. So we have a nice zenithal. Very simple. In the Wraith Lord, it's more of the same, it's just easier because it's so much bigger. So if you're not a good airbrusher, I'm most definitely not. Well, I did notice a massive improvement from the beginning of this unit till the end, so practice does make perfect. And you can see here how I went very heavy on the Wraith Lord with the pink. You do want a lot of contrast because it's such a large model, it really benefits from it. Once the pink is done, I'm going with the white. This is Gamer white again, thinned down with the medium, and I'm being very deliberate and very careful on how I place it, especially on the sharp edges. I tilt the model so I can get like a super hard contrast. You can see there the pink on the bottom of the chest. So I tilt the model so I can preserve that pink and have like a super sharp edge there, which is going to look amazing. Also picking up basically the center part of all of the limbs that are facing forwards and any part that I feel I want to make stand out. Once that is done, it's time for the oils, and I'm using Cobalt Violet because I have a lot of expensive oil paints and I want to use them, but I highly recommend you use something like Permanent Magenta. But if you do use Permanent Magenta, you have to varnish your models because it's going to stain like crazy, and we don't want any staining in this case. Sometimes the staining with oils is good, in this case it really isn't. It's not such a big deal, but if you have any purple that is non-staining like this one, use it. It's fantastic. I just can't recommend you buy Cobalt Violet. It's very expensive. You see how I'm applying it, not like over everything. I'm really being quite targeted here, just picking up the recesses and all that stuff, just being as careful as possible, but I'm not bothering too much because again I can clean it afterwards. That's the magic of oil paints. If you haven't tried oil paints, you are missing out. Trust me here, they will change 100% the way you paint armies. They are amazing. Once it's dry to the touch, I can take a sponge slightly moistened with mineral spirits, and I'm just dabbing and tapping it onto the model to remove the excess. These models are a little bit annoying because they have so many details that are quite shallow, so you will lose some of the recess shades, and I did have to go back with my oils and carefully reapply some of the recess shades, especially around all of those nodules that they have. A little bit annoying, but again, it took me reapplying it like 5 minutes, so it's not the end of the world. We're going to move on to white. I use White Star from Two Thin Coats, and I'm going to do a dry brush just to catch all of the edges that are facing downwards and all that kind of details, because the airbrush is fantastic, but it really doesn't catch all of the downward facing edges and all that stuff, and I want those to be as highlighted as possible. The difference here is not going to be massive at the end, but again, it really takes no time at all to do a very light dry brush, so who cares? It's time to move to the yellow, and I'm going to use Bad Moon Yellow, and I'm going to apply it with the airbrush because I want to save as much time as possible and it's going to look amazing. The good thing about Bad Moon Yellow is you don't have to be careful with it because it can't really get that dark. Even if that's the case, I'm thinning it down with some airbrush thinners, about 50-50, just because it's so strong, just to have a little bit more control so I can get some highlights by spraying a thinner layer and in some areas where I see fit, like the feet or the knees, that kind of stuff. And I'm just going to do an overall layer, but again, I'm being as careful as possible and applying more where I need more and less where I want less. You can just do a heavy layer, but be aware that if you do too much of a heavy layer, you're going to erase all of your recessed shades. Here you have the final result on the Wraith Lord. Looks amazing. I wasn't sure of what blue to use, but at the end I chose this Imperial Blue from Gamer. It's basically Cantor, but goes to the airbrush much better. Just a quick layer with the airbrush, again, airbrush everywhere, and here you see me paint the little heads in this weird contraption. To highlight the heads, I just go with Gamer White and just apply it very carefully in the center of the head and at the tip of the fin at the back. Just a simple layer, it's so quick. You can do gradients in such a lovely way, such an easy way, just a little bit of finger control, it's not that difficult. And to tint those highlights, I'm going to use Caribbean Turquoise Express. You can use thin down a killing green, it will work just as well. I just prefer the matte look of Express myself. And I can just apply it over those highlights to tint them into a turquoise color, which is going to make them look so much brighter than if we just use a normal blue, because they had yellow. Yellow makes everything brighter. And to add a little bit more contrast, I am adding some Leviathan blue at the very bottom of the heads, just at the lower edge, just to make it look extra dark and extra 3D. And finally, I decided to do an edge highlight because it's just 6 heads. And I took some Temper God Blue, just did a quick edge at the bottom edge, so we don't have like a blank space, we have a little bit more definition, and I think it looks amazing. So here you have the final results, and again, you have all of the extra steps on how to paint all of the extra details in my Patreon in written down form. Sadly, no, sorry for not having a video, but I just wanted to get these guys finished. And if you like the video and want to support me, just know that starting in February, I'm going to do all of the Phoenix Lords, all of the new ones, one by one, painted in a high standard. So if you like the kind of heavy contrast videos, you will find those for the Phoenix Lords coming very, very soon. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks to all of my supporters, and see you in the next one. Bye!